and from the global level to the more small-scaler, but nevertheless very important level when it comes to immediate action and implementation is now the work being done on the level of cities. So as I indicated previously, we have the honor to welcome today the Vice Mayor of Milan, Mrs. Anna Scaruzzo, who is introducing us and presenting us to the work of the city of Milan to promote sustainability and preventing food waste. And she will also introduce us and give us some examples of the work of Eurocities, where basically municipalities are collecting best practices. So thank you very much for being here, and over to you, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And also thank you in advance for the attention you pay for my words. I am Anna Scaruzzo, as you said. I am Deputy on Security, and I am Vice Mayor of Milan, appointed for food policy. We have a coordination of deputy mayors in different activities we have. And first of all, let me bring you the greetings of Giuseppe Sala, Mayor of Milan, and Chair of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. That's the international agreement launched during Expo 2015, gathering today 167 cities all over the world, and cities committed and working together for the development of sustainable food policies. I try now to do my best to be concrete and inspiring, and so to have a link between a local level but also an ideal and global level. And it's a great pleasure for me to be able to participate for the first time to a plenary session of the EU platform for food losses and waste, also because city officials from the municipality of Milan in the past have taken part during the last 2 years to the plenary meetings and the food donation subgroup meetings in Brussels. But I'm very honored to be here personally today. And the participation also in the past inspired us in Milan very much and encouraged to devise new initiatives in reducing food waste. Also because urban food topics are of common interest to cities of all European countries. And rarely a global issue has been more cross-cutting than that. And I would like also to focus the attention about our food policy, also because in 2014, the city of Milan began to study its food system and started to define its own food policy. We have 5 main aspects on the food system we want to deal with. And in our policy, the fight against food waste is one of the most important priorities on which to aggregate different actors and focus on a common effort. We have got 4 guidelines you can read in the slide for food losses and waste. And in cooperation with local actors, we promote actions on the information and education addressed to citizens and local actors in order to reduce losses and waste, and information and education also from childhood and to families. Promote recovery and redistribution of food losses, creating relations among the local players, so between charities and food banks. And third point, we promote more rational use of packaging. It's very interesting also the relationship between this activity and your activity on a higher level, and to promote circular economy in the field of food system. And it's a very large activity we can do in this aspect. Among the action we are developing, the most interesting one is a reduction of the waste tax that involves the whole city. It's a sort of incentive to have good habits, also to have reduction on tax. And in February 2018, some months ago, we approved this measure, which for the first year provide a reduction of 20% for food businesses that will donate food to charities. We work with several municipal departments, and we could involve 10 100,000 beneficiaries with an impact until 1.8 billion of euros. From the next year, we may increase the reduction up to a maximum of 50%. This is the first time we try to understand if the measure is okay and also if the logistic of the distribution is good for us. And we are also focusing on the elements of the food system that we control directly, such as school canteens. And more than once we had the chance to deal with the different projects in school canteens, also because we have 65,000 children in our canteens. So a huge number of children, and in a second step also a huge number of families of the city. And on the map, you can see the yellow dots that are 106 canteens affiliated to a food bank for the recovery of fruit and bread. We have 418 canteens all over the city, and then 25% belong to this project. And we would like to extend the program to all the other 300 canteens, so to have a complete project all over the city. And it's very interesting also because in these canteens we have this project for usable doggy bags, sort of family bags, and children can bring back home what they don't eat, above all bread and fruit. And it's very interesting because we have information, education, and also something that at home with their family they can speak about. And in the open street markets, that's another target we have, our waste management municipal agency is supporting an association to collect surpluses at the end of the daily market activity. And the test, the pilot test, involves 11 markets directly engaging the beneficiaries of food donations. And it's the first step of an activity that we want to spread all over the city, and also involving the neighbor municipality in the metropolitan area. These activities involve big drivers, but we want also to work in different neighborhoods with local networks, because you need big players, but also local player and small player, better if they belong to a network. We have a pilot project to create a model of local food waste hub in a space owned by the municipality. Through the monitoring of its flows, it will be possible also to understand if we can replicate the model in all neighborhoods, and so to have a local network in different municipalities. It's a sort of big network composed by a small network. And you can see also different actors in these projects, and so we have different stakeholders engaged in different activity together with the municipality. The grassroots movement in the city of Milan are very dynamic, and we often convene local actors to build a map of neighborhood initiatives, understanding how to steer our actions and build common initiative, also to share not just the goal, but also the activity and the best practice we have. And we are also targeting some of our financing opportunities and those of other entities in this direction. 2 weeks ago, we had this meeting. We have a lot of actors in this activity of networking, and it would be a very good chance also to promote this kind of financial opportunity, also because often the small actors has no idea what they can do if also they collaborate. And so a role of the municipality is also to enforce this kind of activity of networking. Our food policy is in a sort of multi-level governance approach, and you can see in the slide we try to have a sort of map of this multi-level approach. You have each circle is a different institutional level, so you have a municipal level, a metropolitan level, and regional level, and then you have national one and a European and a global one. And inside each of these circles, you can see urban practice, what we do, and policy instruments we use in the different level we involve in this activity. And we are trying as a municipality to support regional authority for spreading, for instance, the tax reduction we deal with in our city, in other Lombardy municipalities, so to have the chance also to use our good practice and to give the same chance also to other cities. And we are building a shared political consensus on these issues, also in other Italian cities, to have a network inside our country, mapping the initiatives and directly involving other deputy mayors for common actions. For instance, last week within the Citizenships for Innovation Summit 2018 in Milan, we shared this intention with some Italian cities, Rome, Turin, Genoa, Modena, and Cremona, that are also developing similar actions, those I described for Milan. We have been working since 2014, transforming our practice into models and sharing them with other cities. And we have in October another appointment to reinforce the network of Italian cities that can share also similar relation with the other authorities inside our country. And until now, we spoke about Milan and Italy, but I would like to share also some activity and our action also in Europe and together with European Commission. Since 2016, we have been sharing the Eurocity Working Group Food, a network of 51 cities interested in food policies. Food policy officers from different cities meet, exchange ideas, get inspired and build joint projects. Last April in Amsterdam, we organized a meeting on food waste, and that occasion, Analogue Gassin was there and presented the work of the UE platform on food losses and waste, and it was a very good chance to have a promotion of this activity directly to the cities. And combining the knowledge gathered by the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact and the Eurocity Working Group Food, we collected 33 experiences of cities active on food losses and waste throughout Europe. And this could be a very useful document we prepared to collect all the information we have. Maybe also Alexandra spoke about something that could be useful for next activity of the workshop for action and implementation subgroup, and it could be a good contribution we can give to this work. And for each of the cities in the document, you can find the type of actors involved, actions developed, and also the final goal. And it's a sort of initial database in some way. And here you can see the map. The map actually covers all over Europe. Red dots are the cities active on food donations. The brown ones, those active on biocompost. And so the different goal you can reach on wasting. I hope this document can inspire also to replicate experience in different contexts, also with activity that can be added to the list we have. And in a working document, this is not a scientific paper till now, but I think that can illustrate practice and can be inspiring also for other deputy mayors just like me. And another thing we realized preparing this document can be seen in this slide, because you have actors and actions. And the most important actors nowadays for the cities are food banks and schools, most of all. Like action, you have the agreement, and so the networking, the collaboration, the attitude to work together with other actors, and the logistic and web platform, and so the importance also on how you realize and how you try to have projects that are every day possible to be dealt with, and data mapping. Also because if you want to measure, to have an idea of the result you have, you need the data mapping from the beginning of your work. And to, in some way, conclude this, this lesson I learned and we learned as a city in these years, also sharing with other cities that are doing something similar to our path. I think that we have 5 points to underline. The first one is that cities need to analyze their food system, public drivers to discover food losses, because in some way we don't know exactly where we can work in a proper way. And we need to understand and to reinforce the local actors, also because they are active in networks, for instance, for food donation. And I think that the role of the city and of the municipality is to facilitate the relationship between the different actors, also because in some way they have also different languages. And so municipality can help also to have a good relation in the different field that they are leader. And cities must also implement a sort of umbrella actions able to create the best context for the creation of new initiatives and also to empower movement, association, different realities, families, citizens, and city networks like Eurocities, like the city inside the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact are important also to exchange information, good practice, and also good ideas, and also to empower the idea to have a common goal. But it's also important to have, and powerful to have a food policy officer dedicated to this theme that can work by engaging actors and facilitate initiatives. We need to have someone who inside the municipality have the chance to put together, you have different aspects of activity inside the municipality, but you have to have a team that have a common goal, and from different point of view, from different action, you can reach that goal. I want to thank you, my staff, because it's very important also to have a sort of government diffusion in the activity I have. Andrea Magarini is here together with me. He's the head of the food policy office in Milan, and I think that also in the next activity we have together could be a good link between our city and the Commission. Some words to, until the end. I think that cities are now key players to achieve the goal of reducing food waste, also because citizens are strategic, and we need a very good idea, a complex idea from a high point of view, but we have to reduce of 50% until 2030. And I think that we want to reach together this target. And I think that cities are ready also to contribute to this goal in a pragmatic way, and also developing projects day by day. Milan is the only, till now, active city on this EU platform, but I think that we can be the first, not the unique. And I think that in the future, we can also have the chance to have some other cities together with us to share the same goals, and maybe also to be able to dialogue together to spread the organization we can do together. Thank you very much also for the attention you give to the cities, and I think it's a good chance for each of us, for each cities, but also for European Commission. I think it's a good future for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna. I think that was truly, as you said, inspirational, because there is a lot of, very compelling argument in what you outlined, that reduction of food waste, fighting food waste, in the end has to be part of a food policy and a more strategic approach to the matter. And me personally, I liked a lot, the concept of dealing with children, providing information, education, and then also the outreach into families, because we are surely looking at an issue that will not be solved within a very short time frame, but where we need long-term and sustainable action, and their children are surely the key to the future.